Okay. So our speakers for today are Bogdan Sultana, Senior Product Manager with UiPath, and Alexandru Petrescu, Senior Software Engineer with UiPath. And my colleague will share their LinkedIn profiles in the chat as well, so you can connect with them. And now I will switch over to Bogdan to start the session.
Okay, so let me share. I need to share some sound as well. Okay. Sorry. Okay, I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, we
Yes,
can.
we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, sorry for this. Okay, so hello everyone. The agenda for today is we're going through an overview of the three main activities in this semantic activity set. We're going to stop for demos and a quick deep dive at each of them. Then we're going to see the validation and custom verification mechanism we've built for our GA package. Then we're going to go through the pricing, the licensing and pricing schema, and we have a surprise demo, a very short one at the end before the Q&A. So let's start with the overview. So this is the set of what we call semantic activities, which are web forms focused AI-powered activities that are actually coming from our innovation labs behind Clipboard AI. So we took everything we've innovated there and, sorry. So we took everything we've innovated there and we've transitioned it to the unattended space. And we've narrowed the focus, the scope to web forms. And we've kept all the core components behind the Clipboard AI. So these core components, the three main core components are actually also extra resiliency layers versus traditional UI automation activities. So the first one, very important, is the DOM extraction engine, which means that no selectors are involved. So all the issues related to brittle selectors are gone. This is actually powered also by computer vision and by another custom model that's pairing targets and anchors. So this way, we're able to do a snapshot of the state of the application of the form, similar to computer vision, but not limited to the current viewport. Also very important, the semantic matching means that your labels are now semantically matched. So it's going beyond the fuzzy text matching we do with traditional activities. So as long as the labels remain synonyms, semantically synonyms, your automation will be fine. And very importantly, the execution engine, coming from the attended world of Clipboard AI, where you have only one chance to do it right in the paste part, in the execution, you want to make sure the execution is successful. So this execution engine is more powerful than our traditional UI automation execution engine because it has several strategies for recovering and making sure that the values are filled in and everything is executed correctly. Okay, so let's take them one by one now. So extract form data is outputting a custom structured data object that can easily be integrated with data entities. And we actually encourage you to create your own custom business objects, business entities using these activities. We can stop a bit, and I want to show you exactly what's going on behind the extract form data activity, because the same functionality is implemented in the object repository, the capture all functionality. So let's open a form here. And so when we're doing extract form data, what's actually happening is that we're doing the DOM extraction and we're extracting all the pairs of targets and elements like this, even in scrollable content. So this functionality here, we've unlocked the population of the object repository, even in scrollable content. We were previously using computer vision, which was limited to the viewport. Now you see you can also capture text with this. So this is actually the engine behind extract form data. It's just that versus this object repository functionality, we're filtering the input fields that you can work with. And another thing I wanted to show you is how, sorry for this. I guess my kids don't know that, I'm having a demo. Okay, so I want to show you how easy it is to work with data entities. So after extracting a form data, as long as you have an entity imported. So let's work with this one. We have the RPA supplier entity here, and we can populate it using the extracted custom object. So this is the form data is this object that we extracted using extract form data. So we can choose here for each of the fields in the entity record, which data to use. So for email, let's see, you have email and so on. So for last name, let's pick one more, and family name and so on. So this is a very nice way of interacting with data entities and using them as custom tokens, as standard tokens when automating forms and using structured data. Let's continue with fill form now. So fill form is using the semantic matching engine. So it has the runtime semantic flexibility, is using the semantic execution. And very importantly, it accepts any kind of structured object as input. So document data from document understanding, JSON, data rows, custom objects such as the one that extract form data is outputting. And also, very importantly, it also works with unstructured input. So it's able to take basically a string such as this one, an email body, and it can extract the relevant field values using a powerful LLM. So let's see first a pre-recorded demo and narrated demo of these two. And then we'll go back to Studio and I'll show you how simple the UX is and how easy it is to work with these activities. I hope you can hear the sound. I've also shared the sound. Let me know if you can't hear it.
Explore how UiPath's fill form activity can revolutionize your data input processes. Designed to work with any structured object as well as unstructured text, Fill form leverages semantic matching to intelligently map input data to target form fields with ease. We'll start with data extracted using UiPath's extract form data activity. This structured data is instantly mapped to our web form fields through fill form semantic capabilities, ensuring each detail goes exactly where it belongs. Next, let's see fill form in action using data from an Excel file. Watch as job titles, names, emails, and addresses are precisely placed into the web form fields like role and company, company name, first name, and phone number. Fill form semantic matching makes this process effortless. Finally, we move to unstructured data from an email body. Even without a predefined format, fill form intelligently extracts and semantically aligns the relevant information to the right fields on the form. It's all about turning free text into structured inputs in an instant. Whether dealing with structured objects or unstructured text, fill form adapts on the fly, ensuring your workflows are smarter and faster. It reduces manual setup by semantically understanding both the data and the target fields. That's the power of UiPath's fill form activity, bridging structured and unstructured data effortlessly, turning automation into a seamless experience. Welcome to the future of intelligent automation with UiPath.
Oh, and by the way, please interrupt me if you have any questions as we go with these demos and everything I'm showing you. So let's go back to Studio and I can show you how simple so we have a demo here for a scenario that is basically copying data from one checkout form, this one, which has some info filled in, to another checkout form that has a slightly different structure. So you see the labels are inside the input boxes, and you have slightly different labels here, but they're still semantically synonyms, right? So you have family name instead of last name. You have even the types of the fields are different. So here you have an input box for country, and here you have a drop down, right? So the only thing we did here in this automation is that we indicated, so let's see this here. So we indicated the source form. We just added an extract form data. We clicked on discover fields from screen, which is actually going to do what I showed you earlier with object repository with capture all. So let's click this. So what this does now is, it's discovering the form fields on screen, and it's creating the custom object, which is this output object here. And then for fill form, we just added, in the target form, we indicated it and we added it here in the scope. And for input, we use the output from extract form data. Okay, let's run this. Actually, in fill form, it's the best way to inspect the structure of the extracted object, from extract form data. So now we will scan this this form. We'll use the DOM extraction. We'll extract all the elements. And then here we're going to do the semantic matching and semantic execution. So you see it handled well, even the drop downs and everything inside the form that we copied from. So this is one scenario where you do like form to form. Another scenario is when reading from an Excel. So let's say you have this table here, and you can read row by rows, you know, and you can do an input here in RPA challenge. So this is a quite simple automation as well. We're reading the Excel, and we're just using the first row as input to fill form. Then we have another one that's reading an email body, and we're demoing here the part about, you know, fill form accepting unstructured data as input. Let's run this as well so you can see them live. One drawback of these activities versus traditional UI automation activities is that execution might be a bit slower, because we need to do the DOM extraction and all the analysis and semantic matching. But the extra resiliency layers are something that, you know, make this worthwhile. So we've read the Excel data, and now we're doing, again, the semantic matching and semantic execution here. Sometimes it takes a while. These are all cloud services, so I hope the demo gods are with me today. Okay, they are, but they're kind of slow. Okay, so we've extracted the Excel, and now we're refreshing the page and extracting the email body. This is one of the coolest functionalities of using an LLM. Being able to extract, you know, like structured data from unstructured. Okay, so we were able to do this quite easily. You know, if we were to extract this using traditional activities, it would have been much more difficult. So now let's go back to the presentation and continue with the next activity. So set value. Set value is a field level implementation of field form, basically. So it's still using the semantic matching. It's still using the semantic execution engine. But most importantly for set value, the coolest feature about it is that it can absorb the functionality of traditional UI activities. So it can do the type intos, the check uncheck, select item. It can interact with basically any kind of input element. Edit boxes, check boxes, drop downs, but also date pickers and groups of radio buttons, something that we don't cover with the traditional UI automation activities. So let's see again the pre-recorded and narrated demo version, and then I'll show you how the targets are different for set value for semantic activities versus the traditional UI automation activities.
Set value, the ultimate input solution. Building on the power of fill form, set value brings the same functionality to a single input element, no matter the type. It's the one-stop solution for all your data entry needs. Simplifying input actions. Say goodbye to multiple activities like type into for text fields, select item for dropdowns, or check/uncheck for checkboxes. With set value, you have one activity that handles them all seamlessly, handling complex UI elements. And it doesn't stop there. Set value easily navigates complex UI elements, from intricate date pickers to groups of radio buttons, ensuring every interaction is smooth and precise. Versatility at your fingertips. That's the strength of set value, an activity that adapts to any input scenario with the intelligence and ease you've come to expect from UiPath. It's not just versatile, it's revolutionary. Let's explore the power of set value. UiPath is a versatile activity that redefines how you interact with UI elements. With its advanced semantic matching, set value easily connects to any element, eliminating the need for traditional selectors. Input box interaction. To start, we'll use set value with a simple input box. It fills out the text field effortlessly, just like a type into activity, but with smarter decision-making and adaptability. Drop-down selection. Now, let's look at a drop-down menu. The input we're providing is Holland, but watch how set value accurately identifies and selects Netherlands from the list. This level of semantic understanding means no more hard-coding selections or struggling with dynamic dropdowns. Date picker handling. Next up, the date picker. With just a date input of June 1st, 2024, set value interacts directly with the calendar, pinpointing the exact date without a single workaround. It's that simple, regardless of how complex the date picker may be. Radio button group interaction. Finally, we'll tackle a group of radio buttons. Even though the input was in Hungarian, set value intelligently identifies and selects choice 1, demonstrating its ability to handle multilingual elements with ease. Simplifying UI automation with set value. Set value isn't just a replacement for traditional activities. It's a game changer for handling any input type, from text fields and drop-downs to date pickers and radio buttons.
Okay, and now let's go a bit in Studio, and I'll show you how set value, is truly magic. So what I did here is just show that, you can use it with an input box, with a drop down, with a date picker, and a group of radio buttons. What I want to show you is how the target looks in this set value activity. If you're familiar with the UI automation traditional targets, you'll notice that you see here, we don't have selectors, we don't have anything. So let's delete this and I'll show you how. So if you indicate an element here, this is how it's actually described in the DOM extraction set, right? So this is what the DOM extractor sees as element. It's an input labeled as set value can replace type into, right? So we have pairs of targets and elements. And that's it. If you need an extra anchor, you can actually add it. So this will actually be an extra anchor that helps you in case you have duplicates, right? So this is a very different way of interacting with targets, but it should be a much resilient way, because it's a much more generic way of describing a target. So let's just run this again and see. Let's refresh this. Okay, so it's fresh, and now let's run this. So you can see it in real time. This set value activity has a great potential to be very, very powerful in the future. So it's doing the type into, the semantic matching between Holland as input and what it finds in the dropdown. The fact that we gave it June 1st, so it's a different format versus what we have in the form. And this thing that I actually built using autopilot here. So I said something like choice 3, but in Hungarian, so that I can show that it's resilient even to language changes. Okay, so now let's go back again to the main presentation. So yes, set value is magic, but we listen to your initial feedback around these activities that can be summarized as, okay, these are nice, but they're kind of too black box AI magic-y. We want more control. So the primary way of controlling the execution is making sure it's correct. So we've added 2 layers of validation. One is the embedded one, which is a toggle that says enable validation. This actually makes sure that the output value that you see in the executed form is the same one as in the input, as the input value. If so, you get to use this. You can use this whenever you know that the format of the field doesn't change. So in case the execution is unsuccessful, you'll get an exception here. But also, we found that, you know, extract form data, one of the cool uses of extract form data is to act as a custom verification mechanism for fill form. So immediately after doing a fill form, you can add an extract form data so that you can define your own custom verifications. So let me show you how this looks here. So in the custom verify part, so we have a fill form here, and then immediately we have this extract form data that is reading what fill form has inputted. And then we can, via this condition builder, we can implement our own custom so form data, our own custom conditions. So I don't know, let's say this is not empty, right? So you can define here basically any kind of custom verification. Let's see the narrated version of the demo, and then I can also run it live. So
Semantic Activities, AI power with validation control. UiPath is Semantic Activities combine AI-powered automation with robust validation and custom verification. It's not just AI magic. It's about giving RPA developers the control they need for accuracy. Setting up the automation in Studio. In Studio, we start by reading an email. Then, we use the fill form activity, driven by large language models, to extract key details from the unstructured data and populate the web form. During this setup, we also enable the embedded validation toggle for fill form, ensuring that filled values match exactly with what appears on the form after execution. This validation feature is also available for set value. Highlighting custom verification. One of the best uses of extract form data is as a custom verification tool for fill form. We add an extract form data activity and set an if condition to validate our data. Creating the verification conditions. We set up custom checks, ensuring the phone number is numeric, the email contains an ad, and the company name matches UiPath. This step guarantees that the data is not only present but accurate. Running the automation and validation. As the automation runs, fill form extracts data, fills the form, and the embedded validation actively checks each value against the source. Our custom checks then confirm that the conditions are met. The phone number is numeric, the email is correct, and the company name matches. Precision with transparency. UiPath as Semantic Activities bring together AI adaptability with the transparency of validation, empowering developers to create smarter workflows. Experience the perfect blend of AI-driven automation and human oversight with UiPath as Semantic Activities.
okay, and now let's go to the final two parts, which is the first one is the licensing and pricing. So you're gonna have access to these activities in the standard UI automation package. And we actually have a promotion until 25/4. We want to encourage the consumption and, you know, the evaluation and testing of these activities, because we're aware this is still uncharted territory. So until 25/4, there will be no charge of AI units. There is a feature in Insights that we've enabled so that you can forecast your consumption. So you have in Insights, you have both at tenant level and at organization level, you have a dashboard that shows you the consumption for these activities. So you have the Semantic Activities promo bit. Coincidentally, I only have one product, but you're going to see all the products here that consume AI units. So then you can estimate your consumption post 25/4. Okay, and now for the surprise demo. So we actually have a sister activity to these three main activities that's called close pop-up. And the reason why we didn't promote it in the main package is that it's not actually focused on web forms, and it's not scoped as the other three activities. But this nonetheless is a very useful activity because it involves, getting rid of those nasty pop-ups that can ruin your automation, right? So this scenario here is when you open a new session of Google and you have that private mode, that incognito mode. So let's see it here. So I've set this to true, incognito private window. So you get that pop-up from Google asking you about cookies. So this activity, by default, when you add it, it has two labels here, the close and the cancel one. But you can actually define your own. So if you know that you want to click on reject all, you just define it here. Let's run this and see how it's going. So you have the pop-up and you see the exact match of reject all, that's the label. But this activity also has a semantic mode. So this is why it's like a half sister, to the other three activities. So if you enable this, you can actually type in here something like a semantic description. So you can say something like the button that rejects all cookies, right? So this is something that you can't do without a powerful LLM behind. So let's run this again. And this semantic description should be more resilient versus the more fixed text label. So yeah, obviously it's worked. So just to make sure everything is right here. So the close pop-up also consumes 1 AI unit per request. So this is also included here in these numbers. So these include the consumption from the extract form data, set value, fill form, and close pop-up here. Yeah, so I guess that's it, and that leaves us a bit of time to, for you to shoot any questions or comments or feedback you might have, and share your feedback.
Thank you, Bogdan. Let's see if we have any questions at this point. If not, we can go on with the Menti quiz for the attendees, and then we can switch back for Q&A if needed. So I think if you guys see the screen for Bogdan, you can simply scan the QR code, and this will get you right into the quiz room for our competition today. I see we already have a player joining. I think we can switch screens at this point, Bogdan.
Sorry?
We can switch screens, sharing screens.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So now you see on my screen the QR code to join the quiz room. Don't be afraid, join the quiz room. It will be simple questions related to the session today. It's more like a poll, not really like a contest. So it's just us checking a bit your options from the session today and your interests. So let's see how many we have in the quiz room so far. We have 7 players ready, but we have 39 overall in the session. So we'll be waiting for some more to join. Remember, just scan the QR code. It will get you right into the quiz room. It's very easy. Okay, let's wait some more. My colleagues, I think, have also shared in the chat the link and the code if you're joining from your laptop and you want to go through the link. Okay, 11 is growing. Let's give it 10 more seconds for you to scan the code and join us in the quiz room. And then we will start asking the audience. Let's see if we can get 20 players in the quiz room. We have 16. We lost one. Hope. Okay, he's coming back. It's very easy with your phone. So if you just scan, you can do the answers on the phone. It will be fun and very, very short and fast. Okay, I see I'm losing you already. So maybe we should start. We'll continue with the next question now for the audience. It's not about getting points. So this is our first question. How likely are you to use semantic activities over the more traditional modern activities in your web form filling automations? And of course, there are 3 options for you, like a range where you can put your option. Okay, time's up. It's good to know that most of you are likely and very likely. Good for
Yes.
our speakers as well. Yeah. Let's see with the next question now. Okay, more people have joined. How likely are you to use set value to replace the typing to select item, check, uncheck activities in your web form filling automations? So these are all options offered in the presentation today and presented to you. And now we're testing the feedback.
I have a feeling set value. Yes, it's the start of
Okay, okay.
it's
Yeah,
the start of this
very
package.
good
Yeah.
feedback. Thank you very much. Okay, and now maybe the next will take a bit more while. I don't know how long the question will last. They're open-ended questions, the next ones, but you can just type your answer shortly. So if you could tell us what are your main concerns regarding semantic activities? This is something like to check your feeling, your interest in it, but also your concerns. So options for adoption.
Yeah, I've already seen something interesting in the chat window, a question about PHI. And yes, it's true, we don't have a mechanism yet to mask PII, but
Okay.
could be something. We have a Gen AI activities for this, but it's not integrated with the semantic activities.
Okay, you can still answer to this question. I'll leave it a bit more on screen because it's an open-ended question. So it requires you to type an answer, but your answers will be very useful as feedback for us. And if Bogdan wants to comment on any of the answers, of course, more than welcome to Bogdan.
This one is very powerful about the robot understanding something wrong and losing control. Yes, this is why we're constantly looking into introducing more verification options, so you can be more in control. So we are very aware of this. And then regarding costs, well, I think it's also a matter of balancing what this brings, how, it greatly accelerates your web form automations, and this is something you can play with, until 25.4 with no costs. Yeah, and the consistency and accuracy, yes, is one of the major concerns for us as well.
Okay, we have another open-ended question coming up. I don't know whether everyone managed to put in their answer on this one, or we're still typing. I think you can still type, however, even if I pass to the next question. Okay. What is the feature you like most about semantic activities, if any? So again, we will take our time with this one to see your options and your answers on screen.
Oh,
And
the
maybe...
half-sister close pop-up, nice. I'm also a big fan of set value.
Yeah, so we definitely have a very popular option here.
Close pop-up is even cooler in the agentic healing if you want to give it a try. We have that in private preview, so strongly encourage you to try it out. The automation healing. Selectorless, yes. Selectors are the opposite of popularity. I mean, only hardcore devs like selectors. And the date picker is also something very nice. Well, in all honesty, we can't interact with all types of date pickers. Alex, can you add a bit of details here? What type of date pickers we can interact with? I mean, we haven't covered them fully, right? 100%.
Yeah, I mean, so basically our algorithms are targeting all type of date pickers with widgets. We haven't covered the date ranges yet, so that kind of date pickers where you need to actually click on two different dates, we do not support that yet. But for standard date pickers where you just need to select only one date, as I told you, our algorithms are generic, but because there are, so basically this application area where people are building all kind of widgets, it's a wild place. So our algorithms and AI might not work on every date picker widget, but we are constantly improving them, and please share with us if something is not working so
Good
we can
scenario,
fix it.
yes.
Yeah.
This was one of the pillars of the design. We specifically wanted a very simple design. And so you can just test it in studio, test it several times, test it, a lot until you make sure it works. And this is before deploying to production. So then, this is the way you would work with these activities.
Okay, I think we can maybe go on back to live Q&A now and see if we have any questions. Just for you to know, the quiz has remained open, so the Menti is open. If you want to still type in some options, you can. So feel free to type in until the end of the session because Bogdan and Alexander will receive the answers and get a hold of them afterwards. So it will be helpful for all of us. And let's see if we have for Q&A any candidates. I will just allow participants to unmute themselves, and if you can raise your hand or just unmute yourself, we'll be glad to hear your questions. Let's do the best to make the most of this time that we have with Bogdan and Alex. And this is a high time for you to ask any curiosity you have after today.
Obviously, you can also reach out to us via, any communication channel. So you also have my LinkedIn.
Yeah, I think my colleague Mihai maybe can share again your LinkedIn profiles this time in the chat, so our attendees can connect with you. We have some good feedback in the chat as well, but I'm sure we have some questions also. So no questions from the audience? I think everyone should be able to unmute at this point.
Hi,
Hey, hello.
I have a question. The close regarding the close pop-up. I already placed a question regarding this in the chat. So it can work on web application or other application, but can also work on Windows. For example.
Yes.
I mean, sometimes my automation crashes because there is a pop-up regarding Windows um, patches that needs
Oh,
to be
yeah, the
applied.
update. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the updates. So for Windows updates.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure, will it work on something like this, Alex?
Yeah, so as long it's a pop-up, we should detect it. Yeah. So yeah, it should also work for something like that.
Okay. Because I mean, it happens several times that there are these updates that are coming, and because it's something that it's not possible to foresee the pop-up
Yes.
of this pop-up.
And agentic healing takes this one step further. It will automatically do this for you. So you'll get a much more enhanced experience there. I highly encourage every one of you to try it out. It's a very complex mechanism there.
Yeah, the point is that I'm working on a virtual machine, and the pop-ups happens in the virtual machine, so in unattended mode. So no way.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes.
I mean, I only detected that there is a pop-up when the bot is not working.
I
It's running
encourage you
for
to
hours
test it
without
and
doing enough.
test it
Sorry?
and let us know. I encourage you to test. You have them available now, so let
Yeah.
us know if you have any issues.
So it's all already in the
Yes,
enterprise version.
yes, in 24.10.6 in the October patches, let's say the October LTS.
Okay. Because
Also on Studio
uh,
Web, we showed you.
no, so far I have still 23.10.5.
Okay, updating is difficult, right?
Yeah,
It takes
because
so.
it's not depending on me.
Yes, yes, I know. But
Okay,
Studio Web always has the latest if you want to give it a go. Or
Yeah.
I see we have one more question in the chat from Matthew. Second time you speak about agentic healing. Do you have documentation to have a look? Sorry, never heard it yet. Thanks.
Yeah, let me see if I can open up the insider portal. I'm not
I just
ready.
dropped the link to the insider
Ah,
portal.
okay, nice, nice. Thank you.
Yeah, so Hewing Agent, also known as Automation Hewing, it's currently in private preview, but you can sign up for the wait list in the insider portal. And once we open the new wave of preview customers, we'll just let you know.
But you're
Okay.
here. Thanks a lot for your answer. Thanks.
I reshared it to the entire chat now, so you can take it from there and sign up for the trial. Any other questions? Anyone else from the audience? Okay, if not, then we can maybe brag a bit about our next dev dive session. So of course you already have the profiles for Bogdan and Alex to connect with them on LinkedIn, and you can join the next dev dive sessions through our series page, and my colleagues will also share in the chat the series page and maybe the next session as well. You can view here our next November session, leveraging AI with autopilot for everyone and UiPath clipboard AI. So the November session is already published. At each time, each month, we have the next session published as well. And very soon, we will also publish the December session. So keep your eyes on the series page on Dev Dives. I'm sure most of our audience is usually like loyal and comes back to the sessions, but also depends very much on the subject. And leave us some feedback also. That's welcome. Thank you all for joining today, and thank you very much to Bogdan, Alex, and to Mihai and Anastasia.
Thank you, everyone. And sorry for the interruptions. Technical stuff.
It was good. Don't worry. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day, everyone.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thanks
Bye.
to you. Thanks a lot. Bye.
Thanks.